Hey Sentinels, I'm Rayleigh.
And I'm Camilla, and this is Sentinel News.
It's fall, and choir has had their fall performances.
Here's some of the highlights.
Is a swelling storm, and I'm caught up in the middle of it all. But there is a light in the dark, and I feel its warmth in my hands, in my heart. Why can't I hold on? It comes and goes in waves. It always does, always does. We watch as our young hearts fade into the flood, into the flood. I watched my wild youth disappear in front of my eyes. Moments of magic, wonder. It seems so hard to find. Is it ever coming back again? Is it ever coming back again? Will take me back to the feeling when everything was left to find. It comes and goes in waves. It always does. We always die. The freedom falling, the feeling I thought was setting stone. It comes and goes in waves. It comes and goes in waves. It carries us away.
We want to congratulate our Sentinel volleyball team for winning second in state.
Our mountain biking team also won first overall in regionals. Here's some clips throughout the year of mountain biking. Up next is our special Veterans Day message.
Thanks for watching,
Make sure to tune in next week for the segment on our cheer team.
and don't forget to rock the ridge.
Hey Sentinels, I'm here with my dad. He's also known as...
Master Sergeant Valdez, retired. Best memories and best experiences are basically traveling the world. A lot of different locations. My favorite ones were Turkey. That was fun. Germany was really fun. But just in general, just to travel the world. I was in basic training in boot camp. Everybody goes through that, though. It transitioned from being a civilian to military, and so everybody kind of questions, what are we doing here? But after that, no, I've never questioned it.
Was it hard leaving your family for the first time when you had kids?
Yes, I think that was the hardest thing that I've ever experienced. You don't realize how close you are to them, and you don't realize, what you're missing out on.
What branch were you, and what did you do?
I was in the Air Force. I worked in communications. So basically, communication from the plane to the ground, from the ground to the ground, anything that had to do with any type of communications we handled.
Was it hard to come home and see that your kids have grown up?
Yes. When you see your kids every day, you don't realize how fast they grow up. And you don't see a lot of changes until you go on an extended period of time. And you come back and you just see it. It's weird.
How did it feel to not be with your family on the holidays?
Depend on where we're at. So in the combat zones, when we go to those areas, we were so busy. There wasn't a lot of celebration for the holidays. We just didn't have time for that. They'd give you like a holiday meal. That's pretty much it, and be able to call home. So you didn't have really a lot of time to think about it. We were so busy. Short little temporary duties during the holidays. Yes, all you have is time. So that's when you get into your own head and start thinking about, oh, I miss my kids, I miss my my family, that kind of stuff.
What was going through your head during 9/11?
Well, when the first tower hit, I watched the news quite a bit, and oh, that's sad, that sucks, And then the second tower got hit, and the Pentagon got hit, so I went into what you guys call military mode. Basically, my training kicked in. I got into a mindset that it's going to happen. This is what we're trained for. We're definitely going to retaliate, and so I started preparing mentally for that.
Any fun activities that we can do with families in the military?
So every day or every year in September we had it's called a Governor's Day. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And so it's basically what happens is on the Guard side, there's a march for the governor, and the governor, because he's in charge of the Guard aspect, so he's got to see his military, and they do a big old march, and it's kind of like a family day after. And so there's a lot of activities that the kids can do. It's kind of an all-day thing.
I remember the simulations with the planes. That was so cool.
Yeah, we also have like family days where we show a lot of the aircraft, the Air Force aircraft, so they like...
Would you ever do it again?
Absolutely.
You would?
Yes.
Was it like a dream job, so to say?
Well, I initially was going to go in the Marine Corps. I got talked out of it. So do I have any regrets in it? No. Would I do it again? Yes. Anything I would change? No.
Was it fun?
Well, I had a blast seeing the world, experiencing different cultures, different foods. There's hard aspects to it. Overall, I had a blast. There's a brotherhood that's established. I still talk to a lot of my friends from boot camp, and I still have good relationships with them. And these are guys and girls that I would consider brothers and sisters that will last my whole life. I did 24 years in the military. My body's breaking down. I'm getting older. It's time for these younger guys to take over. I've done my time. I've served my country, so it's time to move on.
Nice. Well, I love you, Dad. Bring it in.
Okay.
I'm with my dad.
Staff Sergeant Heiss.
How long have you been in the military?
I've been in the military for 18 years.
What's your most memorable story you have throughout the time you've served?
One of the funniest stories that I have during my service was during air assault school. We were rappelling, and one of the guys that was rappelling before me ended up starting to rappel down the tower, 65-foot tower, and he ended up flipping and getting stuck upside down for about 20 minutes. Hard, but rewarding at the same time. I've missed a lot of birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, but in the long run, it's all worth it.
What makes it worth it?
Seeing new soldiers come in and develop them, being able to develop them and become better soldiers.
Thank you, Dad. Happy Veterans Day.
Well, especially after 9/11, it was so nice, just like all of like the unity that was within the country and like how united we all were. But I'm so thankful for all of the veterans and people who serve our country and willingness to go away from home and their families to help protect and defend our country and our freedom.
So I know that Veterans Day is always on November 11th because World War II ended on the 11th month on the 11th day at the 11th hour, which is why Veterans Day is always on the 11th. I've had family members that were veterans. I'm really grateful for the freedoms that we have here and the freedoms that they have earned or helped preserve for us. I've traveled a lot to other countries and seen how other things work, and I'm happy for what we have here.
Hey, what does Veterans Day mean to you? I think Veterans Day is a really great celebration of all the veterans we have and their families too, and just being able to recognize the sacrifice that they make for all of us, and just being able to really appreciate that, and also recognizing their families and all that they give up for them. So I really love that. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Veterans Day is kind of a day to recognize the people who have like put their lives on the line for us and just to support them in all that they do. Both my sister and my brother-in-law both are currently serving and have been serving in the Marines for 6 years each. They're always busy, so I never get to really see them, but it's really nice to be able to, it's kind of hard having those people that are supposed to be out for so long.
Do you know any veterans who are serving or have served?
Yeah, my grandpa served in Vietnam. It's really nice knowing that, like, you know, my family is like people who will like do stuff like that, and they're people pleasers. They're people who will stand up for people, and that means a lot.
But what are some traditions you do with your brother while he's in the Navy during Christmas time?
During Christmas time,
Or just holidays?
he usually doesn't get home for Christmas. Like sometimes he comes in October. We do pumpkin carving every single time he comes home. But like for Christmas and stuff, we don't get to see him during Christmas. We do get to see him during Halloween, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough being in the military, but you know, I think it's really awesome that he's serving and he's giving up that much of his life and doing something hard. But yeah, it's good.
Veterans Day is important because it represents how our country is protected.
Veterans Day mean to you?
Veterans Day is important because the veterans protect our country's freedom.
They sacrifice themselves for America.
I'm proud to be an American. I love my country.
How do veterans ensure you get your freedom?
I think that the fact that they are out there sacrificing not only their lives but their families' lives is very honorable and shows that regardless of what branch of military they are, they deserve our utmost respect.